what I have here is a Yamaha with a crack on its top, and I'll be injecting glue. And I figured out where there was a brace on the bottom, and this cleat will go on there. You see the grain is diagonal. It's very thin, so the top will still be quite responsive. We're going to use some magnets. This piece here will go on the top, and when we put this piece inside, the magnets inside will correspond and put the cleats exactly in the right spot. So that's what we're going to do. So I'm going to start with some injecting of the glue. Luckily I can kind of squeeze the top this way and actually get the glue on this part of the crack. Sometimes we can't. So this is the first step. Now I want to try to blow in some glue. This will push it in there. Yeah, that'll be great. I don't know if you can see in the camera there if I'm in the way, but we're certainly able to kind of put those two layers together. Because we have a pickguard, I picked some Teflon material the same thickness as the pickguard, and I'll put it on that side so that when the clamping occurs we'll have even sides from pickguard to, so the pickguard's basically in the way. So this will help. I've already predetermined where to place this top piece, and these magnets will just align everything. And now we'll place this in there where, like I said, there is a brace kind of heading that way, so this should align it perfectly. I've already scraped this up with 120 sandpaper, and I tried to scrape the inside too, which I did. And then we'll put glue on this. And this is 6 inches and a tiny bit. We are ready for placement. Make sure this one's in the right spot. Ish. You could tape this one down, but I want to try to move it after. Just to make sure I've got it around the brace. And I want to, it seems really good there. And I want to check that it's against a brace there, the X brace on that side. That does seem good. That does seem good too. You can see here the placement, you can see right through that, there we are, right through this, it's acrylic, and where I place my orange and cut the cleat will go right over the brace. Otherwise you kind of see how it went right to this X brace here, follows along where I buffed the bottom there so I could see right through it, and then I can't, there we are, and then further along. You can see kind of that way how you can see right through. everything seems good, we'll let it glue up, and then after that little bit of transfer tape that's holding the cleat onto the acrylic inside will easily let go, because the glue is 4,000 pounds per square inch of strength, so the glue will definitely outperform the transfer tape. So this is what we've got. What I'm going to do now is put a little bit of this gluboost fill and finish thin where the crack was, and then I'm going to lightly sand and buff, and that way we won't feel it anymore. Pick won't hit into it. So let's go with that. I'm going to put it on just a little palette that they give you to put it on, and I'm going to drop it on with a kind of a plastic toothpick. This tape is a very low tack tape, so I'm just going to put some on the guitar just in case you get an unfortunate drip or something. Then it won't matter, because it'll just fall on the tape. I'm just going to dip into this and lay it down on the crack. And it's quite thin, so it'll seep in where it needs to seep in. And hopefully find its way under some of the finish. Bit of almost a checking of sorts at this end, so I doubt that'll be hidden. I doubt any of this will be hidden, but I think it'll just make it better for when you're strumming, and the pick hopefully won't further open up the finish. And gluboost has a really amazing accelerator, which doesn't cause any blushing, so that's what we will dry this with right now. And that dries practically instantly, and I'm going to get my sandpapers and we'll get started. What I'll be sanding with are these toll cut papers. They're great for sanding dry. They come in 800 to 3000 grit. There's a 1200, and they're pre-cut in squares. I like, and of course they come with a little block like this too, where you can adhere the square to that side. But I like to cut the squares in half and just adhere it to the edge. And I use a lot of the 800 to get the bulk of the work done. So if you're thinking about getting into some of these 800, you might want to get a few more of those than any of the rest. And just carefully sand. Here's the tedious part of this whole equation. So I will continue doing exactly this for a while. Here we have the finished gluboost repair. You can still see the crack, but in here there was, like I said, a bit of checking almost to the crack. But it's, you know, really feels good to the fingers, so, you know, a pick won't. Remember how it was lifted before? I'm using my nail there, and it's a pick won't affect that anymore, so that's been fixed that way. Almost a smoother break there. You can see a bit more checking here and a bit more checking there to the crack, where there's nothing much you can do about that, but at least it's smooth. So you know, even from here, not highly visible. You'd have to, you know, check the guitar, but you know, if somebody was playing this, nobody would know it had a crack down the front. It's, you know, not visible from a little ways away. So yeah, that's all fixed. Here we're going to take a look inside the guitar, and you can see that brace over there. And wait till the camera clears a bit. You can see it has a diagonal grain across
the crack, there was that other little brace that we went around, and let's see if I can take, yeah, and it goes almost all the way to that brace. It's about 6 inches long, this crack. So let's go back. It formed well around that brace, and onward to, well, I had it a while ago, but anyway, onward to that other brace there. So another way to check for sure, to see if we got it right down the center of the crack, I'll put this flashlight right there, and that's in the center of the crack, and let's go find it inside, and you can see that the brace goes right down the center of that light. So we certainly put that little cleat, I guess I should say, rather than brace, we put that little cleat perfectly down the center. So that's the repair.